Well, good morning, folks. This is Don Weber with Don Weber Forest Recovery. Down here in my favorite environment, the woods, where my work down here helps me to improve my mental health. So, something that I've learned through this time of COVID, it's really important to really pay attention to your nutrition, sleep, exercise, and schedule. Keep a schedule. Don't just do nothing all day, sleep all day, just because we're not going to work or we're not going to program or something like that. Today's Tuesday. I'm off of my day job, and I'm out here in the woods. I got a little bit of a late start. COVID fatigue is definitely affecting me, but I'm down here doing what I can do to feel better about my day and me. So just keep that in mind. Nutrition, exercise, schedule, and sleep. Right? Keep those in mind. So let me show you what we're going to do. Alright, so if you watched my last video, you saw me use that Harbor Freight 12,000 pound winch to pull these logs up out of that hollow down there so I could get them up here and work on them. I'm going to use the log arch again today. And before, remember, when I was using the log arch, I was just taking out a single round at a time. Today, I'm going to cut these logs into 3 round lengths. And I'll show you as I do it. And we'll take a lot fewer trips, and again, it's the way I want to do it. Making up your own mind what you're going to do with your life, big part of recovery from mental illness to mental health. So I'm going to get started here. One tool I'm using today, it's a PV. It's like that orange one for rolling logs, but you see that stand right there? I use that I can lift the log up. And I just want to get this log up. I want to get that piece of wood out from underneath it, get it out of the way of the wheels for the arch. So if I push down on this lever, it's going to lift up on that log. So let me see if I can do it one-handed. And I got that log there, so that when I lift it up, hopefully it's going to just roll underneath there. I got it set just right, and it'll just help me get that little bit I need. So let me see if I can lift it up with one hand. There you go. Now let me see if I can get this piece of wood out. Oh, almost. Well, now I'll cut it. I'll be able to cut it with the chainsaw now, probably, and get it out of the way. So let me get some progress here, and I'll show you when I'm done. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this log off. Remember, I already marked it. The marks are on the bottom side of the log. See those marks right there on that log? I already marked it every 16 inches. So I'm going to cut this log off at the third mark. I think that's 48 inches. That'll give me 3 rounds. And then I'm going to roll it, and I'm going to cut at least halfway through this log. So one thing I like to do is leave as much of the mess as I can down here in the woods, all the wood shavings and bark and everything else, because I'm taking this up on the lawn, and just splitting it makes a lot of I call it chaff, all the little pieces and bark, and just makes a heck of a mess. So I like to try to keep as much as in the woods as I can. I wish I could bring my splitter down here, but my tractor's too small to bring my big splitter down the hill and back in here. So I'm going to cut it off, and then I'm going to cut a good halfway through each 16-inch piece, and then we'll get it rigged up to the So I lifted that log up with the PV. I got my chain around there. I want this chain, I want just a little more weight on this end of the log, on the back end of the log, on the right side, than on the front. You'll see why in a minute. Alright, I got that log hooked up, got my log arch way up in the air. Now I just gotta pull down on that end, which will lift that up. So, let's see what happens. There it goes. Lift it up to the tractor. There, that's good. I got a little more weight in the back end, which makes the front end of that log cradle just right. And the bars there, hopefully it's not going to dig in to the ground. If it does, I could shorten that chain up one more link probably. But otherwise, that's good to go. Alright, see you later. So a couple of things I keep forgetting to mention. This log arch is rated for 1,000 pounds. And you know, I told you online there's a website, I forget what it's called, WoodWeb maybe. And you can calculate how much a piece of wood weighs just by putting in the diameter and the length. And that piece of wood right there weighs real close to 500 pounds. And why I really like doing this, log arches are really usually used, you hook it on the front end of the log, and then on the back end of the log you drag it on the ground. But I don't want to scar up the ground, and it's just the way I like to do this, and not leave a mess. Working in the woods, it's real easy just to make a heck of a mess. It'll grow back, and it's not the end of the world, but I like to do it without making a mess. That's a Timber Tuff Log Arch. So there's a nice panoramic view of what I'm doing here. I think you consider this micro logging at its finest. Someday I hope to be a little more productive and stuff, but right now this is what I got. Alright, part of recovery, using what you got. So I'm gonna push this log back a little bit. Oh, and the log was in the wood, in the ground. Alright, set it down. Unload all this extra chain. Got this chain from a old neighbor of mine. She's in a nursing home now. And it's a good old logging chain, good old fashioned. See, it's got the this big ring that acts as a choker. It's way more heavy duty than what I need, but that's what I got. There you go. Unhook the log arch. Get out of the way. Pull the chain through there. Remember what we were talking about earlier? Getting your exercise. Right? Push this chain under the log so I don't have to roll it so far. Roll it just enough to get my chain out. Hopefully the log doesn't run down this hill here. That's good. Alright, I'm going to load the chain back up on the log arch, hook it to the tractor, go back down there. Rinse and repeat. Alright, so there's my next load. That's off the same log, just the next piece down. This one's only two 16-inch pieces because I'm getting down here to the butt end of this log and it's just too big to fit in between that log arch. I'm also using the tongs. This is originally what comes with this machine, is these tongs. A lot of times it doesn't work great. That's why I use the chain. It'll slip, it'll not be centered, whatever, but I'm going to try it. I think it'll be good for this load. Alright, that last load went good with the tongs, it didn't slip. So this next log, conveniently, is 6 rounds long. So I'm going to go ahead and cut each mark more than halfway, cut it all the way down, and then I'll cut it in half, and I'll have 2 nice loads instead of 6 loads. Alright, there's my gloves. This kind of work, and I got gloves for everything, and these have been really good gloves to me. They've lasted a long time, very protective, and they're not what I use. If I'm running a chainsaw a whole lot, I'll use a different pair of gloves that got better vibration absorption, but these are just good, really good work gloves. Alright, that went good. See all that? All those shavings, all those chips, whatever you want to call it. That's what's not going to be up on my lawn. So, notice how good you can see. Most of those chips, they're all nice big chips. There's not a lot of sawdust in there. My saw is sharp, it's cutting good. Maple's a fun wood to cut. It cuts nice. So, alright. I got 2 pieces, 3 rounds each. Ready to go. I'm gonna get it hooked up out of the woods. There you go. There's my 3rd load. Hanging good. Come back, get that one. And then that one. Then we got a few more loads of single rounds I'm gonna get. But it's going good. Just grabbed that piece using the tongs on this one. That size log just works perfect. See how it just really cradles. I don't know how you can see that best. Really cradles in that front piece. Got more weight in the back. That's a perfect size piece of wood for what I'm doing. Alright, so here's my last log. This log is 7 rounds long. So I'm going to try to, still do it. I'm going to try make one section 3 rounds long, and then that section 4 rounds long. See if I can't still get it out of here in 2 loads. So I want to cut through it most of the way on every one of those marks, and then I'll cut it in half. So there's my last log. Got a lot hanging off the back end. I got the front in there perfect, cradled in that V right there. Got the chain on it. So it ought to work. It's a max load, but it's good. Alright, so here's how much wood I pulled up out of there. The wood's right here. Just using that little log arch and my little tractor. Remember, these are just 2 big limbs that came off of a maple tree. That's a lot of wood. Alright, doing the best I can with what I got.